Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. We're back with issue 36 for our final time, and we got a little page on the core rules looking at data sheets, and then we get to play our latest scenario, Big Guns Never Tire, as a wave of Tyranids are trying to evacuate, but there's some Havocs in their way, causing a little bit of a diversion and blockage around the exit route. So yeah, we got a little deployment table. So after the first turn you roll a d6 and then deploy a certain unit depending on the result. Goes into nice detail about all the different weapons, and it's actually the first time we are seeing the chance of a result of a draw. So who knows, things might go neither way or either way. We'll find out when we hit the table in just a bit. So before we do, don't forget to do all the usual. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a comment down below. Love hearing back from you guys, and it goes a massive way to helping out the channel. Love to hear what you're doing with your hobby. And yeah, keep up to date with some comments in the comment section there, please. Finally then, Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They stock everything you need from getting started to expanding your collections with models, paints, and gaming equipment as well. They also stock artworks, pin badges, collector coins, and various other little oddities for your game hobby area. So check them out. There's a link as usual in the video description for warbay.shop, or else you could head down to their store. So check them out, and who knows, you might find your next hobby project at a bit of a discount. Right, let's put our big guns to use as we try to stop a stampede of Tyranids. So let's hit the table. So here we are then, back with issue 36, and it's game time. So we get to try our Havocs out as they are trying to stop the stampeding Tyranids who are escaping a greater conflict. So yeah, we get to finally try out our Havocs, but before we do, we have a few pages of core rules, and then we got our scenario introduction to read through. So without further ado, let's move this out of the way, and we can dive straight on in. So into our issue we go, past our lore articles, and here we are at our first page of gaming articles. So we just have one core rule page to look at, and this is a focus on datasheets. Datasheets. Each unit has a datasheet that lists the characteristic, war gear, abilities, and keywords of its models. This section presents a summary of these elements and how they relate to playing the game. So we got just an example datasheet, but we can kind of tell it's intercessors. Yeah, we got their stat line here. So movement, toughness, save, wounds, leadership, and objective control. We've got the various different weapons, so just example weapons here. Faction abilities and stuff. Invulnerable save if they have one. Sometimes it'll be up here as well. Options here, unit composition. So a 7 wound with 4+ invulnerable save intercessor squad sounds really cool. But yeah, over the page we'll have what those numbers mean, so we can take a look at that. So datasheet name, here you'll find the name. Profiles, as we've just gone through, we've got all the characteristics there. Any abilities the unit may have, any of the weapons, including the range, the attack, their weapon and ballistic skill, their strength, the arm penetration and damage, any keywords, the composition and other rules, such as interactions and how units with the leader ability can attach to other units, and restrictions may apply to transport models. Finally, war gear options, so anything that the squad might be able to take in addition to their basic equipment. We've got some bits here that are important to units, so leadership tests, random characteristics such as random attacks or random moves, or abilities, so abilities that can affect multiple units within a certain radius, and finally psychic weapons and abilities here are covered as well. So that's it, and now it's time to go into our game. So we do need both mats here, looks like it. So we're playing a pretty big game. So scenario 23, big guns never tire. As the tendril of a Tyranid high fleet makes through an unregarded subsystem, a Chaos Space Marine army is caught in its path. It hastily assembles a defense force and sets off to battle, leaving only a single unit of Havocs to guard the rear from stray Tyranids. To play Big Guns Never Tire, set up your battlefield as shown below, then follow the deployment instructions. The game ends after 5 battle rounds, and the player with the greatest number of victory points wins. Each turn, the Tyranid player will need to use the table that is on the next page, so keep it close when playing. Deployment. Tyranid player places their units in the location shown below. The Chaos Space Marine player deploys a unit of 5 Havocs as indicated on the map. The Tyranid player generates 1 new unit during their command phase on each of their turns. The Tyranid player will take the first turn. How to win. Chaos Space Marines gain 1 victory point for each unit that is destroyed. The Tyranid player gains 1 victory point for each unit that makes it to the exit point. At the end of the movement phase, any Tyranid units in the exit point are removed from the battlefield. The unit is removed from the battlefield. I don't know if that's meant to be there. A full stop, and then it's a lowercase t, so I'm thinking that might have been meant to be deleted. It's repeating pretty much what was said before. The game lasts for 5 battle rounds. The player with the most victory points at the end is the winner. If both players have equal amount, this game is a tie. So this is the first time we can actually properly get a tie for our victory. So over the page we've got a look. So we've got our deployment table for the Tyranids. So on a 1, 2, or 3, we deploy in zone 1, and it's either 5 termagants, 2 barbed gaunts, or 1 Von Reiners Leaper. On a 4, 5, or 6, we'll deploy in zone 2, and it's the same: 5 termagants, 2 barbed gaunts, and a Von Reiners Leaper. So we've got the exit point here, which we're trying to escape through. Then we got a coverage of our weapons. So the plasma gun. The Aspiring Champion's plasma gun can fire normal shots, or it can be supercharged at some risk to the operator. When it's supercharged, its strength, penetration, and damage characteristics is increased. It also gains rapid fire 1, giving you an extra shot when that target is close by. In this game, it would be best to use the plasma gun against nearby enemies, while the other Havocs in the unit use their longer range weapons at target distance enemies. Havoc Heavy Bolter. The Heavy Bolter fires bursts of powerful shots. It has a good attacks characteristic and benefits and sustained hits keyword, which gives you a bonus in addition of 1 additional successful attack for each critical hit. It is ideal to use against infantry units that are with more than 1 model. In this game, it would be great for targeting units like barbed gaunts and termagants. However, it is capable of damaging tougher individual models if they become the priority target during your turn. Havoc Las Cannon. The Las Cannon fires a single very powerful shot a long way. The best use for Las Cannons are target models of high wounds characteristic and a good save characteristic, to make the most of the excellent armor penetration characteristic and its impressive damage output. In this game, it would be ideal to use against tough and powerful enemies such as the Winged Prime or one of the Von Reiners Leapers. Not only does it pack a punch, but it can reach almost anywhere on the board. Havoc Missile Launcher. The missile launcher can fire either frag or crack missiles, meaning it can be effective against both troops and vehicles. The missile launcher has a huge range, and on the battlefield made from 2 mats, you can reach almost corner to corner. In this game, it would be very effective to use frag missiles against infantry, such as termagants, while crack are more effective against tougher, well-armored targets. Havoc Reaper Chain Cannon. The Reaper Chain Cannon fires a flurry of shots over a short range than most of the other weapons in the unit. It has attacks characteristics of 8 and is great for gunning down both big, tough enemies and larger numbers of less resilient troops. In this game, it's ideal to use against any troops that get too close to the exit point, gunning down any Tyranids in range, while the Havocs concentrate on enemies that are further afield. Over the page then, we have our victory conditions. So what I'll do, I'll go away, set up the battlefield, and we can dive straight into the game. So here we are then, all set up and ready to play, and we've got to try and score as many points as we can before 5 rounds have gone. As it's kind of a full-ish game, I'll be using command points just for command reroll. We've got victory points to claim, depending on the amount of units we actually kill. So for every unit we kill, we gain a point, and then 1 victory point for each friendly unit that gets out. So we'll be using 5s for the counting of 1 point, I guess, so we'll do that. But yeah, Tyranids get to go first, so here we go with Tyranids turn 1. And the first thing we do after gaining a command point each is generate a new unit. So D6, we get 1, and that's in zone 1, which is 5 termagants. So good thing I picked out 10 termagants. So I'll put them there. And on to movement phase. So all we have to worry about really is getting here to the exit zone and getting our models safe. The prime doesn't spawn back in, so whether he gets off the board or not, it's not much of a problem. It's just the rest of the horde. Would be nice if we could save him. So we'll go to movement. The prime will... See, we don't actually have the rules that say flying units automatically advance 6 yet, so we'll roll d6, try and advance him. 3. So that's 12 plus 3. So there. And we'll advance our termagants. Only the 2, so 8 for them. And the other termagants will advance, only the 1 for them. So 7. So range of the flesh boars is 18, isn't it? Yes, so we should be 12. Yes, just in range of flesh borers. So 5 flesh borers from the first unit. Hitting on 4s, only 2. Strength 5, tough 5, 4s. Ooh, 2 wounds though. So we have 2 wounds each, but we don't really want to lose, well, we can safely lose a champion, but other than that, we don't want to lose any of our good guns. Ooh, 1 goes through. I might use my command reroll for that. There's nothing else I can use it for. Yay, saved. His wing prime advance, so he's not going to be able to charge. So it's over to Chaos Space Marines turn 1. So we'll gain a command point. Movement, we could move, but I don't really see much of a point. So we'll go straight to shooting. So Heavy Bolter will gun them. Reaper Cannon will gun them. Las Cannon will gun the Prime. And Missile Launcher... Let's say we'll go crack shot at the prime as well, and if we're in range for the plasma, yes, we'll shoot the plasma gun as well. So we'll kick things off with the las cannon. We want to see how that works. So Havoc las cannon hits on a 3+. It does. It's strength 12, so wounding on a 2 because it's double the prime's toughness. And it wounds. AP 3, so that's no save, straight to D6 damage, +1. So 4 wounds. It's not dead, so good thing I said crack shot from the missile launcher at the prime. So that's also a 3 to hit. No command to reroll that. Still no, okay. He's got a blockage in his launcher. So in that case, we'll go to the heavy bolter. 3 shots were sustained, shooting at the termagants. Freeze. No sustained, but everything hits. Strength 5, toughness 3, freeze. That's everything. -1, so we do get saves of 6. No, 3 dead. Bang, bang, bang. Reaper autocannon then, 8 shots at the other termagant unit. Hits on freeze. Ouch. He's obviously got a short feed on his ammo. And strength 5, toughness 3. Only 3 wounds. No AP, so 4 up saves. No, 5 up saves. Made 1, 2, dead. Bang, bang. So we have got 5 guys spare. But we do have a single plasma gun shot. It's rapid fire, but we're not within 12. So a single shot, hitting on 3. Wrong colour dice for a start. 3. 3. No, that's fine. Doesn't want to shoot this turn. Okay, with that then, it's over to Tyranids. Turn 2. So, first off, we'll gain command points, which we Tyranids have yet to use, which they might be doing soon. So, we've got a morale check there. We are within, hopefully, are we? No, just out of synapse. Okay, so 2d6, 8+. No, they're battle shook. These guys are fine. The winged prime. When do we evacuate the board? End of movement phase, I think. Yes, end of the movement phase. So prime will fly off into the deployment exit zone. He's wounded, but he will escape. These guys will move 6 forward. These guys will move 6 forward. And I'll try and gun the Havocs. So end of movement phase. Prime escapes aboard. And we score 5 points. I forgot to do command phase though. New unit. It's a 3, which is a single Von Ryan's Leaper in Zone 1. And we'll move him, so movement of 10. And you need a charge of 12 if you wanted to charge. So, shooting phase, 2 termagants over there, 4s, followed by 4s. No. 3 termagants down here, 4s, followed by 4s. Ooh, they know which is the sharp end of their guns. 2 saves of 3, both made. Phew. Don't have to waste that command point. And we will charge, or try to charge the Leaper, needing a 12. We got the 12. Ooh, ow. Okay. Did not expect that happening. 6 attacks with the Leaper Talons. We'll command reroll one of those for 3 hits, and we are strength 6, toughness 5, freeze 2. -1, so 4 up saves, and we'll keep putting him on the champion for the moment. He's both made, he's fine. So now we get to pile in 3, 3, and 3. So we've got 4 guys who can attack with their Havoc close combat weapons, which are 3 attacks, so 12. Havoc close combat weapons, hitting on freeze, strength 4, tough 5, wounding on 5. Oh, quite a few wounds. Enough to slay him if he fails his saves. No AP, So 4 up saves. And he's made them all. Wow, okay. And that's the end of Tyranids. Over to Chaos Space Marines. I can pile in to get a little bit closer, but I'm not going to be able to... Well, I'm in base-to-base contact now with somebody who's in base-to-base contact, so I can actually throw my chainsaw into the mix. Leaper will fight first. We've got no pistols, so we can't shoot pistols in combat. Leaper attacks, hitting with everything, wounding with 4. -1, so 3 up save. Do them 2 at a time, because this could kill multiple models. 1 wound. I've got a command point for this turn, which I haven't used, which I haven't given myself, so I'll re-roll that. Saved. And 1 extra command point to the Tyranids. And the next 2. Ooh, that's going to be a wound. Just the 1 wound on the champion. Well, he's alive at least, that's the main point. We'll do the 12 close combat weapon attacks. Fives. And they've lost their sharpness to their blades. Then we get 5 chainsaw attacks. Freeze. And 5s. Let's command reroll. See if we can get a wound. We can't. So that Leaper is still in combat with us. So that's annoying. 1 Leaper holding up the unit. Over the Tyranids, turn 3. And I think we can see where this is going. So spawn a new unit. It's another Von Reyes Leaper, this time down in zone 2. And I only got the 1 out because I'm expecting him to die. So zone 2 Von Reyes Leaper. Alright, I should have advanced these guys last time. Even with a 6, I'm not going to make it to the extraction zone. Well, I do get the 6. So, I'll double check the rules. I'm on the extraction zone. I think I have to be wholly within. Yeah, it says in the extraction zone, not within the extraction zone. This unit could escape if they get 12. 6. No, only a 4 for 10. And again, they are also borderline in the zone. And this Leaper will go 10. And you know what, he's not going to get in... Actually, he could get in combat. We got a 10-inch charge there. And plenty of command points. Speaking of charging, we'll do the charge. A 9. Is that going to be enough to get within ½ an inch? No, I need a 10. So command reroll. Come on, I need a 10. Yeah, there we go. So that will get me exactly ½ an inch. And then I can pile in. So 2 Leapers now in the combat. So 12 attacks, hitting on freeze. Ouch. Somebody forgot to bring his sharp claws. And winning on 5s. No, 4s. 3s. Even. Get there in the end. 5 wounds gone through. So, single save on the champion. He's alive. Oop. He's still alive. And he's gone. So our champion is dead, and we got 2 more saves on a regular Marine. Goodbye command point, I need to save somebody. I do. So 1 wound. I think the next worst weapon to get rid of is the heavy bolter. And return fire, well, not return fire, but return He can pile in into there. Actually, I could have piled in and engaged those termagants. They are closer, so we'll do that. 3 attacks at the termagants. All hitting. And all wounding. 3 5-up saves. All failing, so we've denied a unit. Sweet. And then I got 9 attacks going in at that one leaper. Oh, okay, we've actually hit. Have we got the sharp edge? 5s. We have got the sharp edge. 5 wounds going into, sadly, just the one leaper, because they are individual units. He's made 3 out of his 5, so he takes 2 wounds, leaving him on 1. I forgot I got wound markers here. I have to use dice. And that's it. Chaos Space Marines turn 3. We will pile in this time into that leaper, but the leaper will get to fight first. Actually, no. So he won't pile in, the leapers will fight. So seems we've got to pick these as individual units. We'll pick the single leaper here, but they all get to fight first either way. So yeah, we'll do it all at the same time for speed. Freeze. Followed by freeze. Not bad. 6. That's a whole leaper going through. So we have 1 wounded. So 4 up. 4 up. 4 up. 4 up. And he's gone. And then 2 saves on missile launcher. We'll re-roll that fail into a fail. So he does take a wound. Chaos Space Marines fighting back then. So 2 at that leaper. Actually, I don't mean to do 2 at that leaper because he's already wounded. Oh well. And 5s. I need the damage. Yeah, good thing I did. Only 2 have gone through, and no AP, so 4 up save. Ooh, Snake Eyes, dead leaper. Nice. And 1 guy attacking the remaining leaper. All hits. 5s. Ooh, there's 1. And yeah, just the 1. 4 up. Oh, 1 wound. Tyranids. Time for turn 4. Tyranids still have lots of command points. I keep forgetting to use them for Tyranids. So, spawning a new unit. Yay, we get to see the Barb Gaunts at Zone 2. Not that they're going to actually get to shoot anything. So we may as well advance 10. These guys just move 6. End of movement phase, they are removed. And we score 5 points. Or, well, 1 point. Combat, the leaper fights first. Ooh. He's not munching as well as he used to. But 3 wounds. So 1 save on the missile launcher for 4? No. Do I bother a command point? Try and keep him alive as long as we can. We need bodies. Come on. A 4+ in the tray. Yes, 4+ in the tray. 4+ in the tray. No, he's dead. Just the las cannon and the chain cannon left. So they do get to fight back before the leaper munches them. Hitting 5 times, wounding once. 4+ save. No. An extra wound to the Leaper, down to 1 left. On to Space Marine's turn. Still in combat, so Leaper fights first. 4, 5, 6. 2, and on command reroll or fail wound if I get any. Freeze. I don't get any. Ooh, look at all those 6s. That would be an extra AP back in the day of rending. We'll just roll all these at the same time because I've got a feeling they're going to die horribly. 4s. One guy has died. Las cannon. So there's just a chain cannon dude left. 3 attacks. Yeah, I'll save it for the reroll on the wound because it's 5's the wound. Yeah, we'll reroll the wound. Come on. No. Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine's turn. Leaper fights first. Freeze. 3 of them at -1. 4-ups. He's gone. And that will be a Tyranid victory because they will just get an extra 1 unit off. If the advance is high enough, they'd get the barb gaunts off and whatever spawns in. But yeah, there's no Chaos Space Marines left to actually... I forgot, what points did we get for the Chaos Space Marines? We got 1 for a Leaper and 1 for Termagants. So yeah, turn 5 he'd be off for 3 victory points. They need a charge roll to get off the board for them. But yeah, Tyranids will win by 1 victory point, or 3 points to 2. So back to the magazine for a quick victory speech. That's not as long as I thought, only 23 minutes. See you at the magazine. Alright, back at the magazine, time for our victory speech. Right, to the back of the magazine we go. And it was a Tyranids victory. Oops. Not like that, it wasn't. So, Tyranids victory. The Tyranids make light work of the challenge. No matter how many of them are blasted away by the Havocs, more keep coming, and many of them manage to get past to aid their fellows in the battle against the Chaos Space Marine army. So, yeah, didn't go very well for the Havocs. Getting tied up with that lucky Leaper getting a 12-inch charge. Yeah, didn't give them much of a chance to bring their full might to bear. I don't think falling back would have been any good, seeing as we couldn't shoot. If we had stratagems that allowed us to fall back and shoot, yeah, that would have been a tactic I could have used. But other than that, we were kind of limited. Once we're in combat, we don't have enough high strength weapons to deal with the damage back to the Tyranids, especially the high toughness ones like the Leapers and the Prime. Other than that, yeah, game kind of went as well as could be, I guess. Right, on to what's in our next combat patrol. Well, we're sticking with all things spiky and mutated. But here we go, we have the Chaos Hellbrute Parts 1 and 2. And I actually have got Part 1 and 2 this time. Last time on the back cover it said 2 of 2 and 2 of 2, which was very odd. Must have been a printing error or something. But yeah, Parts 1 and 2 of the Hellbrute, a awesome Chaos Walker. A little on the squat side, could do with some better legs, I think. He's definitely skipped leg day. His arms aren't too bad. His torso's pretty well built for a bloated life support system, effectively. It's more like a life torment system with the poor Chaos Space Marine being tortured by demons inside. But yeah, we build and paint our Hellbrute, of course. We learn about the path to glory and what it takes to ascend to demonhood. We have deployment and the remaining faction abilities for the Space Marines and Tyranids, so we'll be having a full combat patrol game in issue 37. And we learn more about Nephilim sector, and we start to implement more stratagems as we get the core rules sections for stratagems. Plus, we get to try our Hellbrute out in another kind of similar scenario as we had just today, where he's facing off against hordes of Tyranids. So yeah, there we have it. Right. Thank you all very much for watching then. Hope you enjoyed that battle. Let me know in the comment section as usual. Would you have done anything better? The only thing I probably could have done, move further back into the Tyranid deployment zone, because we have to deploy on the edge of it, so there's nothing saying we can't move backwards. So move into the Tyranid zone to stop them, but that would also benefit them, because if they're in there on a charge while locked in combat, they would again be removed at the end of the combat movement phase. So yeah, it's a weird scenario. I guess I could move forward to deny them the space, but yeah, I might give it another try at some point, but happy to leave it there for the moment. So as I said, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time on more Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.